An elderly war veteran has lost his retirement nest egg and his home is practically worthless after 15 years of wrangling with his local council over shoddy building work. Now, Reg Cooper of Golden Bay has been fighting the Tasman District Council for 15 years, looking for compensation from them and the two builders, since he found out that his house practically breaches every housing code from the foundations right up to the roof. Green Ambler paid him a visit.
Perched high on a hill above Rangihaiata Beach in Golden Bay is Reg Cooper's castle.
To me, it was paradise. You know, it's great. It's great. Oh, it was great.
It looks like a dream home until you look a little closer.
So, Reg, there's quite a few cracks in the walls around here, aren't there?
There's quite a few. There's one over here that has not been fixed, and the water gets in through here.
Reg and his former partner built this place 15 years ago, but they never dreamed what was to follow would cost them their life savings, their health and their relationship.
Your partner walks out, you then find your house doesn't comply with anything, it's no good, it's only worth 26 grand.
Reg Cooper bought the house from Profile Homes, which now trades as Versatile Buildings. Everything seemed fine. Council Building Inspector Noel Riley, who's now a Tasman District Councillor, paid 4 visits, and the council signed the house off as complying, bar a couple of minor plumbing issues. But he claims ongoing arguments with the plumber led to the couple's relationship breaking up. And when Mr Cooper got an independent inspector in so he could work out how much to pay her, he got the shock of his life.
You know, the roof didn't comply with the regulations, and I had to get somebody else down, and he said, oh, this doesn't comply and that doesn't comply, and by the time we finished, nothing complied.
The difference between the two levels of inspection is just totally incomparable.
Since then, 4 independent building experts have found the house doesn't comply with the building code and is essentially illegal. The roof is too short. It doesn't even reach the guttering. Extra material's been put underneath, but water is still getting in, and the whole thing needs to be replaced.
Where the stain on the windowsill, is that where the
water gets in there, yes.
The exterior walls were put on back to front and are unevenly spaced, meaning they've cracked, bowed and leaked. They also need to be replaced. The interior walls are not bolted into the floor. The roof beams are spaced too widely apart, and the house leaks in at least 3 places. To top it off, there's a toxic mould growing in one corner of the lounge. Reg Cooper's friend Jonathan Port says the old man and his 12-year-old Labrador Sarge also freeze in winter.
The chimney's too short, it's not properly constrained, and it's not properly insulated from the rest of the roof, so that Reg hasn't been able to light his fire.
Well, I blame the council. I mean, I can blame the builder, of course, but the fact was that when you go to the council, you have to pay them nearly, I forget now what it was, $800 and something, and they inspect the property. And if they're not up to scratch, they're supposed to then issue, in those days, what they called a notice to rectify. But they never did, so they let so the builder got away with it.
The builder, Bevan Langmuir, has never been certified or a registered master builder. The former head of the Collingwood Fire Brigade is no longer building, and until recently ran the Tasman District Council's Collingwood Motor Camp. We spoke to his wife, Denise.
would you be able to ask him to give me a call? If I give you my number?
Well, I'll ask him, but whether he will or not, I don't know.
He didn't.
I have to give him the
All sorts of offers have gone to and fro in the last 15 years. At one stage, the council, Profile Homes and Bevan Langmuir offered to do $90,000 of work on Reg Cooper's house. But that was conditional on TVNZ's Fair Go program dropping a planned story. But the settlement never eventuated because the council wouldn't issue a demolition order and new building consent.
The big sticking point is that somebody has to accept liability, and the Tasman District Council, I think in particular, is not prepared to accept liability.
The stress has taken its toll on the 84-year-old war veteran.
It's all right, just take your time. You're allowed to get upset.
4 years into the dispute, he was diagnosed with bowel cancer. And 5 years after that, he had to have a triple heart bypass operation. His biggest regret is that the dispute stopped him going back to visit his old Navy mates in England. Now, they are all dead.
I was going to go, of course, but all this blew up, and I couldn't go, and I was going to see all my old mates, you know. Excuse me. Yeah.
You'd think things couldn't get any worse,
Every room in the house has got a hole in the floor.
but they do. The council's business unit were the ones who dug the hole for the foundations. They left vegetation and topsoil in there, meaning the whole site has to be redug and the concrete floor replaced, or it will eventually collapse. Reg Cooper is now left with a house that's rated at $26,000 for salvage. His $300,000 nest egg is gone. He owes $34,000 in court costs, and there's a $17,000 lien on his property. He wants his house demolished and rebuilt, his legal fees reimbursed and damages paid, but isn't holding his breath. While both Profile Homes and the Tasman District Council say their door is open, all offers are currently off the table, and none would give us an interview.
So what do you think of the council's behaviour?
They got no honour. They got no principles. They disgust me. That's the word I can use. I despise, disgust. No, I'm disgusted with them. What are they? I mean, they're supposed to be public servants, but this is more like they've become our masters.
Reg now spends his days going through letters and papers. One of his only pleasures, taking long walks with one of the only old mates he's got left.
It's been a disaster. It's something I wouldn't wish upon anyone, because life's so short.